What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and we back in the building, you feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks, all right? Let's get straight right into it. Bruh, so you already know last night was definitely a great matchup. This is something that potentially could be a finals matchup. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the Clippers are the number one, the number one seed, the best team at the time in the Western Conference and in the whole NBA in general, right? And they've been going under the radar. A lot of things have been happening that people aren't paying attention to. Kawhi's doing 50-40-90. PG is doing 50-40-90. You know what I'm saying? Batum is splashy if you ask him. You know what I'm saying? Splashy if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? You have Ibaka that's there going to work, space in the floor, creating different, offense. They have better offensive flow. Ty Lue's coaching is, his philosophy is you're getting to see it at a full force, basically, especially with Ibaka creating the whole type of, offense and unlocking it to a whole new spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Then on the flip side, when you look at it from the Brooklyn Nets have the big three. I think it's only their fifth game together or sixth game. I don't even know what it is. People are already talking about they have no defense and this and that and this and the third. And yet you basically seen elite defense or decent defense or good defense at least when it matters. You know what I'm saying? Putting buckets on a platter. And this is the best offensive team in the whole NBA. This trio, just the weaponry, the shooting ability, all of that type of stuff. And the Clippers also too lead the league in 3-point percentage, and Brooklyn is right below them at number 2. So you're looking at a lot of weapons, a lot of offensive firepower, a lot of pace and space, a lot of just elite ability overall. Then you got the 5 stars, right? Superstars, if anything. You got Paul George and Kawhi, and then and people want to act like Paul George and the superstar as if he didn't have an MVP type of season. He played bad in the bubble, we get that, but don't get it twisted. He's still a superstar talent. Then you look at it, you have James Harden, Kyrie, and KD, and then you have Kawhi, obviously. And to start the game, there was a lot of Kawhi and KD matching up, and they were guarding each other, which I rated it. But I don't like, it's just a new NBA pick to switch and all of that type of stuff. So they're not going to be on each other a lot of the times. To start the possession, they are, but to end the possession, they might not be. So it's just philosophy of just this new era. But at the end of the day, this is what the league looks like. You saw a lot of buckets, a lot of arsenal, a lot of ability, you know what I'm saying? A deep bag, you saw a duffel, you saw a string, you saw whatever bag you want to find. You know what I'm saying? You saw that. So you already know this is what the league looks like. Let's go into the context, because I give you that context. Let's go straight right into it, boy. All right, so we're going to start in the fourth quarter. You already know it was a back and forth game. The Clippers are up by 2, and you can see the field goal percentages. Look at this. My God, that's what elite looks like. What are we doing here? You see PG come off the pin down in the gap floater, if you know her, but he misses it. Air ball. My goodness, I don't care, y'all. That's still a good take, though. What are we doing here? But you see Harden is playing. He played tight defense there. You know what I'm saying? So there's as long as you get stops and you play proper defense when it matters. And right here, this is what makes me upset about Harden. Right here, that's a 3. You pull up right there. That's a pull up 3 from Kyrie, KD, anybody. You know what I'm saying? Tatum. And then right there, that's a pull up right there in the mid range. He takes so long because he's not used to, he's not comfortable, but he still shot it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he still shot it obviously is a plus, but that's his only mid range the whole game. Like he's gotta adjust his ability. He has the ability to do it, but it's just, he's just not in his personnel right now because he hasn't done it for so long. It's like it's rusty. You gotta trust me. And then Lou will. He's gonna draw the foul, obviously, right? So, Harden just has to get better at doing that regardless. Can I ask why, Brandon? He's like, yo, that should be going to the free throw line. Like I drew the foul in contact when I was shooting. But you see, down screens again. Okay. That's got to be gap. You try to hand it off there. That's great defense again by Brooklyn. You see how they're picking up? Great swinging ability, but Harden doesn't contest. Harden, man, you got to contest that. They played good defense and they were swinging and they were moving, but you got to contest that. What are we doing here? Okay. You see right here? You see how Harden gets it? You got to pull up at catch and shoot. Catch and shoot. He rarely catches and shoots, even though he ended up getting a good take and he ended up getting a floater if you know her. But at the end of the day, a lot of opportunities in the regular moments and flow of the game, he doesn't catch and shoot and he just wastes them. You know what I'm saying? And look right here. This is just elite. Look right here. This is the Nets in the clutch this season. Like in the fourth quarter, look at the ability, look at the points, look at the field goal percentage, the 3-point. They're basically doing 50-40, maybe even 90 from the free throw line. You don't even know. And then Durant, Harden, and Harden, and Kyrie are each getting 8 points in their top 3 in the fourth quarter. Like, this is elite ability, man. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, this is why all they need to do is get little 1-2 stops when it matters, and it's over. Like, their ability offensively and their potent ability in the clutch, how they rise, their level of play is guaranteed. It's actually unguardable. You can't even call an audible. You can't do nothing. You have to just hope they miss. My goodness, man. What are we doing here? That's a gap, PG. Bruh, you already know that's rebound, great rebound. You got to make that, PG. You got to make that, man. But this is what happens. A lot of the times they play up tempo, so it forces the other team to play up tempo with them. And that's a moving screen. Come on, Joe. I'm not your average Joe. You can't, bruh. I'm trying to get the angle. Yeah, you try to let him know. Yeah, that was you, James Harden. That was actually on you. That was actually on you. As you can see. You know what I'm saying? And you already know, but right here, you can see right here, Harden's supposed to wait for him to set the screen fully, but Harden's already moving while he's trying to get the angle. And that's why now it's a terrible moving screen on Joe Harris. But Joe Harris trying to tell him, like, relax, let me get the angle, and then we could switch, because they obviously want to have Lou Will on Harden. That's why they're running that screen with Joe Harris instead of Jeff Green. So you gotta wait for it and let it develop. You know what I'm saying? Then use the screen. They're gonna switch, obviously. It's the new era. So what are we doing here? My goodness, go. See, right there, they just did the pick to switch. Now Shaman is on PG. And right here, because it's obviously a mismatch, you could see Harden, Harris, and DeAndre, they're right now playing in gaps. They're helping each other. So right now it looks like a zone because they're doubling. Right now, they played it perfectly. This is picture perfect right now, as you can see. You get what I'm saying? You can see that Joe Harris and Harden playing the gaps perfectly. So where it cancels at least 2 options, right? That's the way you play the gap right here perfectly through a double. So right now, PG has to be, relaxed, has to be poised, and has to use his IQ, because it's to make the right pass. He can make a wrong pass based off of the positioning and the gapping ability by Harden and Harris. And right now, you can see Harris is perfectly in between the corner and the 45, Morris and Reggie Jackson, so he can actually play in between both. This is why PG is not going to make the skip pass, because if he makes that, that's cookied either way. That's a steal and an interception. So you can't do that. You got to be patient. You got to wait for it. And Harden perfectly dropped. But at the end of the day, Harris played this perfectly. This is exactly what you got to do and be. They're in a triangle kind of zone defense, gapping each other, and they're all playing in the gaps perfectly. So Harden, PG doesn't have no wide open decision. But right here, Harden did drop down, but Zubac uses IQ and is shielding him. So out of all the opportunities you have here, this is the perfect opportunity for you to make a pass, right? Harden is being shielded by Zubac perfectly as the height. He's killed. That's why you would throw the alley. If PG throws the alley, sees it, throws it to where his hand is, and that's an alley. That's an easy dunk. Harden can't do nothing. He's on the backside and he's shielded. You know what I'm saying? There's always a disadvantage within these situations. You're doubling, you have to pick your poison. But PG uses no IQ and he doesn't make the right pass, and this is why playmaking ability is crucial. There's levels to everything. He passes it on a doo-doo angle, kind of behind Zubac, and that's where you're gonna see Harden's gonna poke the ball, and he has good hands. He actually has good hands and good interceptions, and that's gonna be a cookie. As you can see, he doesn't throw the lob high over there, and then Harden kind of just pokes it out, and then that's a turnover, and that's PG's mistake. If they're gonna double you, there's a disadvantage somewhere. They made it less. And he misses the floater right there, but they made it less. But at the end of the day, you got to find the right spot and find the right place to pass it. Rebound. And look at Harden. You see Harden fighting for rebound, team rebounding. And right there, Harden, he actually has good hands and good positioning, actually. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gets so much of great rebounds. And that's a great pass. And you can see the ability right there. You gotta cut into Harden and he can make that pass right there. And that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And that's why this team, they perfectly put Harden with the second unit so he could facilitate with other people. And you can see Katie right here talking to Harris. He has that relationship with him. He wants him to actually get to the ability of basically being like, like a Clay. So he talks to him because he's seen the Clay. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where you see that from. Step up for a lay like you did to us. Step up for a lay like you did to us. It's okay. Stop pushing you. You can see the game within a game. How does it pan out? Okay, what are we doing here? My goodness, and you can see he's like, he kicked his leg, and Morrison's like, nope, I got a bucket. You better love it. Buckets out in public. Oh my God, I'm above it. Come on now. And that's the game within the game. You got to love that. Obviously, Harden talking that garbage. You know what I'm saying? Try to let him know. And what we doing here off the screen? You see right here off the screen, Harden right here. That's a mid-range pull-up. 1-0 pull-up right there. And you can see just the lack of ability. Well, not the lack of ability, a lack of willingness and just it being familiar with him. And he's not used to doing that because he's gone away from it for a long time. You get what I'm saying? And good rebound there by DeAndre. He's got to do it on this team. Ability is what they use. You get what I'm saying? That's a foul, by Lou Will. Ability is what they use. And you can see, obviously, Kyrie and KD, they're now coming in together. And this is what they did that was smart. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you see the Clippers, they match Kawhi whenever KD's coming in and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And you could even tell by their starting lineup how they had Jeff Green start because Zubac is the other big. You want DeAndre to match with him. You know what I'm saying? DeAndre to match with Zubac. Ibaka is the more popping big. Have Jeff Green out there. And that's what they kind of did to match up. That's where matchups is everything in basketball. What we doing here? Okay. Good contest by KD. You know what I'm saying? Good floater if you know her, Lou Will. You got to be aggressive, man. You can't be playing this lackadaisical and playing this, obviously a part of it is just rhythm and having getting in personnel, but still, man. And when Shaman, you can't make that pass. It's Kawhi. It's the Kawhi, man. It's the Kawhi. It's Kawhi, man. Like, you know why? You played with him. Kawhi not. Please don't try. Stop, boy. Come on, now you can't be doing that. Look at Ty Lue looking like, get over here with the mask. Mike, okay? See, right now, you see Harden obviously pulling that. I'm okay with that pull. Not too bad, but you can see the tempo is fast, and that's why. Get off me. One. My goodness, he's a damn son. But you see the tempo. All these shots are coming on the top half of the shot clock within the first 14 seconds. And that tempo is making the defense look like it's fugazi at times. It's just high tempo offense. Even the Clippers are actually getting out of their sets to match the Nets' high tempo offense. You get what I'm saying? Get up, boy. Good punch. And Kawhi, you got to turn it around. And good head fake right there. And one. You see what I mean? Being patient on the drive. And that's only the issue with the Clippers sometimes. And what we doing here, or with the Nets sometimes, okay? Mismatch, that's Batum. Go to work, KD. My goodness, boy. Bruh, KD's ability is so difficult. Look at this, man. Hezzy, and he doesn't go straight. He goes wide on an angle, and that's why he gets the space. And right here, look at the length. Look at the length on his jump shot. Look at him, 7 feet, and look at the ability. Batum is 6'9", 6'10", and still can't match the contest. My goodness, he is the best. You know the rest? Buckets. You gotta love it, man. Like, that boy's ability is, like, the efficiency, the ability, 28 points, don't even need to have that many takes. Look at this, 9 for 11, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing? And good defense by Harden. That's great defense. Okay, good defense, boy. Okay, so what are you doing there? Okay, see the back screen? He wants Morris on him a lot to kill him, and that's an offensive foul. Good cutoff ability. That's great cutoff by Morris. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you ran your right arm right in to get the offense. The ref's letting him know, okay, Kawhi, KD matchup. What do we do here? Switch to get off, so he has Harden on him. You got to kill him, Kawhi. Show me something. There's got to be a mismatch. That's gift wrap. Okay, show me. Okay, break his chest. Okay. Oh, stand your ground, Harden. Okay, bruh. That was probably a foul, though. Let's go look at the replay right there, and then you see they stopped the break, obviously. And right here, see? You can't have two hands on the back right there. See? See right there, push. That's a push. That's a foul right there. It was first initial good defense. Great defense by Harden. My goodness. That boy Kyrie, he said, you know how I be. My goodness. But you can't push off with two hands on the low. You know what I'm saying? While they're posting. You can't do that. You have to have one forearm there and hold it stationary. Good move. Okay, swing. See, he ran at his leg, threw him off. What we doing here? Good rebound by Kawhi. What are we doing? High tempo offense. Bruh, good defense, KD. You know you're not going up on him, Lou Will. Kill him then. That's Kyrie. Good reach. Good defense. Good defense. Good double last second. Left him open. Oh, see? You see how Batum hesitated because it's KD. Thought he was going to run out and blocked him. So he hesitated. That threw him off. You see the stature? Hey, my goodness. That boy Kyrie. My God, look at this ability right here. Look, on the Euro, you already know. But see how he moves the ball up, then moves it down to avoid Kawhi's swipe? That right there is IQ, man. You got to get it right. Bruh. But KD's length, you know what I'm saying, is just scares some people when they're out there. Right here. You see right here on the Euro? That's why Kawhi couldn't get the strip with his left hand. He brings it up and then brings it back down quick. And Kawhi missed it. That's IQ, man. Peripheral vision. I see you. That's what I do, man. What are we doing? Good cutoff. Contest. That's short by Kawhi. The length of KD, man. And they say they don't play no defense. Kawhi still can make that. My goodness. Boy, you better take that. Batum, don't sag off. You sag off, your swag's off. My bag's off. Hall of Fame, boy. What we doing here? Rebound, and they're playing good defense. But you see what's happening right now with the Clippers? They're playing up tempo. They're not playing their sets. They're not running their offense because they're trying to match this run that the Brooklyn is on off ability. Like, look what I'm seeing. Look what you're seeing. You're hearing a step back by Harden. He said, you better get back. And Ty Lue's like, run the offense, run the sets. But look, they're playing up tempo right now because they're at, you see what happens? Backdoor. Hey, that's obviously Harden sleeping. You know he sleeps at times on defense. Obviously, that's atrocity. But you see how all they are in the first 14 seconds, like what I was telling you. The tempo is so fast as a 13-0 run. You see that they went on. It's so fast by Brooklyn that you have to kind of match it. You just match it without even taking in that you're trying to match it. And that's, oh my God, that's a foul though. And that's too late, obviously. It's a shot clock violation. But you can see Kyrie's like, yo, he hit me on the back of my head though. But it is what it is. That was still good defense by the Clippers. See what we doing here? See, now they're running their more slow pace offense, but still, it's still even up tempo. Good pump fake and one. He's a damn son. My goodness. Kawhi not. Please don't try. Stop, boy. That's actually great defense by Jeff, but then he bit. Within great defense, you have to have the awareness to still have ability to create something out of nothing. Look, and that head fake right there, and then he just kills him. And that boy's strong. The fact that Jeff Green is not no small guy. Kawhi. You gotta make that Kawhi. But you can see right here, look, you have to match the Brooklyn's up-tempo, efficient offense. That's how they move. You know what I'm saying? Look, Kawhi's even efficient right now, but he was eating and they kind of slowed him down a little bit. And right here, look at this. My ability. He's killing me softly with his song. My God. And that's a tall one. And see what? You see right here? Look, bro. Look at right here. Pay attention, man. Look at what I'm about to point out. Two things right now. You know what I'm saying? Just pay attention. So right here, you can see it's a great contest by Kawhi, by Kyrie. It's a great contest. They say Kyrie has no defense. He don't play good defense. He's been playing great defense this whole game if you've actually been paying attention. And he actually gets a great contest. That's a great contest. And Paul George can actually hit that, but it's a great contest actually, you know what I'm saying? And then now look, pay attention. Look at the shot clock. And they shooting their shots so quick and so fast paced and so quick into the shot clock that it's basically they're just matching the Brooklyn tempo and pace. They're actually matching it without even taking it. They're matching it. And that's what I try to tell people. That's why it looks like on the box score, no defense and no this. Obviously, doesn't mean they have great defense at all times. But when you play up-tempo pace, you're naturally, the team that's facing you or the opponent is naturally going to match that because the tempo and the energy of the game is just high tempo, high octane. So when they go on runs and or whatever, you're going to try, okay, you got to match them with score. And you got to score. And you're going to try and match what is actually transpiring. And that's what took away the Clippers out of their actual offense. The offense for Brooklyn, as you see how he misses right there, and you can even see 4 guys rebounding right now. It's the same thing. They match Brooklyn by even taking out a ball and going more small ball. You see what I'm saying? So they're actually, you just generally match the other team based as when it's so potent and it's so a threat and it's so clean, the offense, you naturally just match it without even taking it in that you're matching it. So the next, and right here he gets fouled. Right here he gets fouled by Morris. And naturally you're just matching the offense. I didn't touch him. I did not touch him. Where the fuck you caught a foul at? And you already know Tyler's going to challenge that. But like I said, the Nets offense is technically their defense if you actually take it in. So right here, obviously he's doing a step back and he claps his whole elbow right there. And he didn't actually slap down on his elbow. His hand was above his elbow. But when he shoots and he launches it, it jerks up. And then that's where you had his bicep. His bicep clapped now where your hand was. So you didn't go into him. His hand kind of naturally went into you, but you're still impeding his movement. So that's where it's a foul. And then now they're up 9 just like that. And you can see high tempo. They're trying to go fast paced and they're trying to basically score and match what Brooklyn is doing. But Brooklyn's defense is actually still here and in big moments. See? Look at that. Kyrie's actually padding. What are we doing here? Play defense. And then you better kill him, Kawhi. There you go. you got to take advantage, Kawhi. Even though you have a mismatch, I know before in the first half you were shooting, but you got to take advantage and you got to kill the mismatch and you got to punish him. So he made his 2 free throws, Kawhi, obviously. And then right here, just pay attention to what's going on. This is something I don't like right now with the Nets, okay? Just pay attention to what's going on the KD and Kawhi. They're on the left side of the screen, the far side, the weak side of the screen. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they are in the top right corner. So pay attention to what they're doing right now. Obviously, he's going to set a screen for him, but I don't like this. I don't like the fact that they're off the ball and Harden is just dictating what's going on in the clutch time. Those two are the highest clutch ability. Harden should be in the corner for me. That's just how I see it personnel-wise. Look what's going on there. They're doing off-ball screens. Obviously, they're trying to get Joe Harris open, and he actually was open, but you took too long. You made the pass late. You know what I'm saying? As you can see here, and those two are just standing in the corner. And you're just watching these guys go to work here. And that's not something you ever want. They need to be involved in the action because when they get it, now it would be actually KD isoing or Kyrie isoing off of this if they're involved in the action. But no, they're not. And it's just Joe Harris. And even though he gets the rebound, you can see right here, James Harden gets it back. You can see James Harden's like, stop. No, I got it. Stop. But KD's like, no, give me the ball and move. Give me the ball. Enough is enough. Enough is, I haven't touched, I'm 2 for 2 right now. And you see, he waves off Harden. He's like, go down to the 45, man. Move, man. And you know, signature has he pull up. And it's a bucket, just like that. KD needs more touches, man. He's 3 for 3 in the clutch. 3 for 3 in the clutch. Only 3 shots while these men are taking shots. Kyrie I have no problem with because when he's going to work, he's going to work. But and then Joe Harris, he helps wait, bruh. And he knows it's his fault. And you can see Kyrie's like, God, you don't need to help, man. Chill out. And you can see he's like, my bad. Joe Harris is like, my bad. So you can see that. He helped OD for no reason. Just allowed a 2 in that situation. And you can see trying to step back pass, bruh. And Harden does that way too often. He's about to shoot and then just pass last second. That one was actually great. Actually, it was beautiful. And Joe Harris just missed it. And you see up-tempo, rebound, up-tempo. You see what happens? They're getting out of character, the Clippers. Now he's coming up. He's coming like it's normal, regular offense. Harden and Kyrie are walking up because they're like, okay, he's going to take some time off. Just take some time to get to your spots. But KD's not even paying attention to the score clock or what's the awareness, clock scoring game right now. So he's running offense normally. And then now they're out of position. They're not fully in their spots. You know what I'm saying? And now look, Kyrie's trying to now move at a Harden spot. And then now look, they're both in the same spot in the same trajectory lane. And now Reggie Jackson could steal that. And then KD gets the turnover. But that's KD rushing. He needs to slow down and pay attention to the score clocking game what's going on. And then right now it leads to transition. Obviously, they're trying to get Kawhi the ball with a mismatch. Good denial. And bruh. And that's and one, he's a damn son. And Kyrie just pushed it on his hip. And that's what happens. Now they're closing, not closing as well as they should be closing. You know what I'm saying? And then again, I don't like this. Marcus Morris, obviously they're taking a switch to get him on. I don't like Harden isolated in the clutch with both of these guys. Obviously, look what happens now. Then he throws, again, another offensive foul because he keeps using his left hand to keep pushing and keep creating space, and another offensive foul. I don't want to see this. I don't want Harden isoing in the clutch time. Do I trust mine? I don't want that. Yo, we call timeout. He's like, okay, Scorpio. Get over here. That's how Tyler with the see-through Scorpio. My good. Tower. So it looks like maybe a down screen, a T-play or something. I don't know. That's maybe what it's called or whatever. And then caught KD on him. My great contest, KD. And it looked like, I'm like, God damn, is he injured bad? But it's just his knee. You can see just, my knee. So right here, you can see right here, Kawhi's D's ass knee just kicks knees KD in his left knee right there. And you can see as it kind of just, just a sharp knee to the, to the side. That's what's like, God damn, Kawhi, brawlic ass nigga. Like, bruh. And they help him up, obviously. And you already know, so he's good. So that's good. I was worried there for a second in real time. But you can see right here, you can see they switch right here. And then you can see Joe Harris is supposed to switch fully. KD kind of looked like he was running with him. Joe Harris is late now. And then look, see, and then it open. It's not open, so contested. But you can see KD's cheese. Like, he shouldn't even have got the ball because he should have been on him. He's used to Golden State where they switch, even if I make a mistake and switch. And you can see Joe Harris is like, God, no, I didn't know we were going to switch because it looked like you were following him. So there's chemistry issues. As you can see, they've only played each other how many games? You know what I'm saying? What, like 14, games? Like, so it's not, what I'm saying? They're trying to double. So it's not going to be polished right now. But that mistake shouldn't happen in the playoffs. That should be corrected. As you can see, they fouled right there. There's 0.1 second differential. So they got a foul right now. And obviously, they're going to play the foul game, obviously, right? So right here, let's see. They have someone in the backcourt already. They set a down screen, get KD the ball, get Kyrie the ball. You got it. Good way. Come back. It's right there. And then you got to foul him, obviously. And he could have made the and one. It's actually the same spot as the next and one, but you already know. See right here, they just played the foul game. Remember, guys, Remember,
Hey,
remember,
they have no timeouts. No timeouts.
Tell them, KD.
They're gonna foul. They might foul.
Obviously, they fouled. KD made both his free throws. Kawhi made both. And then look right here, miscommunication. Off the free throw. They don't know that this guy's down there. They didn't know. Reggie had none. And then, and one. Bruh, see, off the free throw. That's why Nash has been having IQ with the fouling, not always calling timeouts right away. Even in other games, have been letting them play and figure it out. And you can actually get advantages off of not having to set defense off timeouts. See, they miscommunicated off the free throw. He's been down from the free throw. And that's Game Boy no Nintendo. And basically to end the game, obviously, they kept doing the free throw game and then, Kyrie clinched it. But man, this is what Elite looks like. I try to tell y'all, see how the commentators, and if you've been paying attention, commentators and everybody and everyone was saying, oh, the Nets actually played good defense. They played good defense down the stretch. They played good defense. They played great defense. So if they're saying that they played great defense, right? And the Clippers still scored 120. Doesn't that tell you that regardless, when you're so up-tempo and you're so high-paced, you're going to allow more points especially versus these teams in the NBA? You're going to allow more points just off your pace already. Everyone's trying to match your pace and your flow of play. Now, their offense kind of dictates their defense because what I mean by that is their offense is so high paced and so up tempo and so basically scoring in the first 7 seconds. If you notice, most of their shots are like sometimes obviously situationals. Not every shot is in the first 7 seconds. Sometimes, mismatch. It's slow, especially off makes sometimes, and then, KD gets it 7 seconds or less or someone else or Harden, whatever the case is. But majority of the time it's up tempo, even off misses. It's up tempo. And you're scoring in the first 14 seconds. Now the other team is doing up tempo. They're just trying to match you because they're seeing you score like this, efficiency score in spurts like this, and just, my goodness. And the instincts and the flow of the game and the energy of the game, when someone's scoring up tempo at a high pace, you're not just going to come down and play slow and you're naturally going to be like, what the hell, match them, get a bucket. You're naturally going to match them. And that's what the flow is. That flow kind of dictates people to match their flow and kind of basically you get out of your sets. So obviously there's going to be times where you're scoring OD and you're scoring a lot of the times, right? Versus bad teams, they'd be like, we're just going to outscore them. We don't need to play defense. They don't match their energy with bad teams. And that's what you're seeing. It's more so a bad team issue and a non-focus issue versus the bad teams. That's why when they're not going to match our scoring. Like they're doo-doo. We're not going to contest. They're going to eventually miss those open shots. Like they're not going to outmatch our pace. But versus good teams, they know they can't do that. So that's why you see them defend. And then you get out of your sets and trying to score, contested or, a shot that is irregular in your offense that you're trying to match what they're doing. And when you go through your little droughts of missing, while we go through our droughts of scoring, you're not ever going to match us. So we're going to win. We just need to get stops when it matters in those situations. And that's what you're seeing. Like Kawhi started off the game eating, you know what I'm saying? And he was still efficient throughout the whole game. But if you paid attention, there was moments where Kyrie was guarding him and you could see he's moving his feet, playing good contact. KD's guarding him, playing good contact, forcing him to tough shots where he missed the 1-2, forcing him to take those. He's trying to now draw a foul in those situations or trying to force the foul or whatever the case is. And they actually played good defense. Not the greatest defense, obviously, but they played good defense when they needed to. And that's what the Nets just need to do. You just need to play good defense enough because your offense is so potent. You're not like this is offense we've never seen. Even the Golden State Warriors didn't have this offense. So other teams, when you have good offense, you still have to play great defense because there's going to be moments where your good offense is anus. They don't have moments. Rarely do they have moments where their great offense is not getting buckets. And even then, it's such a high pace of shots that even if they miss a shot, they're going to come back, get the same look. And then you have guys who can make tough looks. They have guys who can make free throws. It's actually unguardable. Take it in. They shot 57% from the field as a team, 45 for 79. And this is just to show you what I mean by up tempo. This is why they don't have great defense all the time. Take it in. They only shot 40. The Nets shot 79 field goals, and the Clippers shot 20 more shots than them. They shot 99 and still lost and shot 45%. What does that tell you? You know what I'm saying? Because their efficiency is so high that you make 45, we make 45. You know what I'm saying? And then now you add the fact that they have 21 free throws. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And the funny thing is people are going to say, oh my God, the rebound. the rebounds they won the rebounding battle. So it's not because of the rebound. It's actually the tempo of the play that's creating just up tempo. You're just getting shots. Like they actually had 11 offensive rebounds, which obviously maybe 5 more shots. That's not 20. That doesn't account for 20 because they actually had more rebounds. The Nets had 50 rebounds. The Clippers had 45 rebounds, but the offensive rebounds was 11 for the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? And they only had 5 more offensive rebounds. They had 10 more defensive rebounds than that. So that's not the reason why they had more shots. The reason why they had more shots was the up tempo and actually the turnovers. If you look at it, 17 turnovers, they let 22 points off of turnovers. That's where the more shots came because you're throwing possessions away. So even with throwing possessions away in their up tempo offense, because they're so efficient and they're so high caliber of offense and so talented, they actually still with 20 less shots actually had some actual cushion lead at the end with up 9, where they gave up a 1-2 again due to turnovers and, you know, all of that stuff that happened at the end. But they still had a 9-point cushion with 2.5 minutes left. So just take that logic in. They both had 44 points in the paint, all of that type of stuff. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. The up-tempo pace of play is a benefit for the Nets, and not naturally you're going to allow certain amount of attempts, certain amount of, you know, shots and all that type of stuff where it looks like you have bad defense, even though you actually don't have terrible defense. You have bad defense in moments, yes, obviously. I'm not saying the Nets are the lock up. Like, come on now, that's retarded. That's not what I've been saying. Even in my other videos, I've never said that. I was saying the way they make it seem like they have the most terrible defense of all time. When you hear the most terrible defense of all time, they can't go to park card or trash and this and this. When it comes to the Nets, you're basically saying that like you can just score at will on them. And that's what, even though the points you're getting is high octane, the opponent team, it's not because of just terrible defense at all times. You know what I'm saying? What it is basically due to pace of play, you're naturally going to score high. Even if they played great defense all the time, you still would score high due to the pace of play. Because again, you're getting 90, you're getting bare opportunities, bare field goal attempts. Hence, the Golden State Warriors are never looked at as, oh, they couldn't guard a parked car. Like I told y'all, they scored in their 2018 season. They won a ring. They scored 114 points per game. They scored 114 points per game, and they allowed 108, which was the bottom 10 in the league. And they were halfway a mediocre defense in the league, and they won a ring with that style. But no one ever looked at Golden State as they can't guard a parked car. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They obviously look at these guys, and they obviously there's an undertone of they don't like these guys. There's an underlying undertone of that, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And I know that obviously they're letting bad teams score recklessly, whatever. They don't care versus those bad teams, and that's the reason why that's happening. Doesn't mean that's something that's a great sign to do. Because if you look at them versus the good teams, they've beaten the Clippers, they've beaten the Bucks, they've beaten Philadelphia even without Kyrie and KD. You know what I'm saying? They've beaten high caliber teams. Boston, they beaten high caliber teams that people don't want to mention. But versus the bad teams that they should win, that's when now it's like, you know, our offense should just win that game. And then the team is scoring 149. And even then they're still winning. And then last second turnover or whatever the case, they lose. They just need to fix that part up. You know what I'm saying? Eventually you're going to have guys like Iman Shumpert. They might even get a backup big. You're going to have more lockup guys come into the play. And these guys that are there, they're going to lock up more often and take it serious. Like you've seen that they did in this game versus the Clippers. Now on the Clippers side, you know what I'm saying? The Clippers kind of like, I don't really scale this game to be, oh my God, the Clippers can't do like, for me, I just don't see a team beating the Nets 4 games anyways, especially in the East. On the Clippers side, you know what I'm saying? I don't really get my prediction or my kind of awareness or anything off of the Clippers side, kind of like, oh my God, this is trash. The Clippers are trash because they lost to the Nets. No. I've seen 45% from the field efficiency. I've seen great defense, especially in the first half at times where they were padding, quite getting steals. You know what I'm saying? I've seen high efficiency, 41% from the three, like, 88% from the free throw line. Like, I'm seeing all of that. I'm seeing 12 steals. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm seeing 21 assists. So, I'm seeing good assists too. The thing is, obviously, high octane offense, like, it's so hard to guard that. The other teams, especially in the West, like, they're not doing what KD, Kyrie, and Harden are doing. Like, they're not doing that. So when I look at it, like, the fact that it came down to a clutch point, like, that's a positive for the Clippers. Like, this is a great team in terms of the Nets, offensively potent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you are able to score with them That's what I'm saying. That's what people don't understand. The Clippers in the bubble, like, they weren't able to lock up the Jokic and stuff pick and roll. And that's the thing with the Clippers. They were so predetermined to we lock up. But when they're not locking up, if their offense was stagnant or struggling, it's like, God damn, they lose. So now even when they don't lock up, they can score with you. That's a whole new echelon that the Clippers never had. Great teams have that ability. If we're not locking up, we can still outscore you. If we are not scoring, we can still lock you up. If we, you know what I mean? If we're scoring, we can still lock you. Like, they have multiple components and things that they could do with that team. That's just like the Golden State Warriors. They could outscore you OD and run you out the gym, but they can still strap up. And if they're not scoring, their strapping could actually help them too. And you've seen that with the Clippers. When they're not scoring, their strapping can help them. They get steals, they get stuff like that. Don't let it seem like, oh man, they score 124 points. Clippers have no defense. No, the Clippers actually, I care so much about their offense because I know when it comes down to it, they'll pad. I'm not worried about their defense. I'm not worried about it. They have defensive-minded players. I was always worried about how their offense looked and how efficient can they be and can they go to a whole new echelon. And they clearly showed you that they have. They showed you they were able to match the Nets' firepower. Like, their shooting is not capped this year. It's for real. PG, all of that is for real. And that's what you're seeing. So the fact that they're able to just go at a high pace and be able to score at will, get 99 attempts, like stuff like that, and they're able to have a potent offense. You already know the teams in the West, like certain teams like the Nuggets, certain teams, obviously the Nuggets have potent offense and stuff like that. There's certain teams that, like, if they're outscoring you or they're scoring OD and you can't stop them right now, can you match them with your scoring? We can. The Clippers weren't able to do that before. It's kind of like Kawhi, ISO, PG, ISO, and like stagnant offense. And they didn't, because, you know, Zubats is there, Trez is there, Payne is clogged. Like, now they have multiple things they could go to and they have potent ability. Like, they can match you. Oh, we're not stopping nobody this time. You're not stopping us. And then now we'll get our stops. We'll turn our defense around. And that's what kind of that was their downfall on the bubble, that they were lock up. When they lock up, they're up by 10. But then when the other team is snapping, Jamal Murray snapping, then now we're not scoring and they're snapping. That's where you see the whole opposite flip 360 goal turnaround. And that's not going to happen, clearly, as you could see. So you already know, this just was an elite game. You already know I appreciate y'all. Obviously, you already know Van Fleet went to work and he had 54. That breakdown either, later today, probably tomorrow, just been busy, but probably do a breakdown on that. Just his buckets, bet on yourself at the end of the day. But you already know this is what elite looks like. Don't let the media cap to you guys, man. This is hella for me. I see this as a potential finals matchup. Like, I see this 60%. I don't see this as low, like, oh, it's just hopes. No, I actually see this like I see this realistically. And I'm not going to be the ones that be like last year, oh my God. I know you don't want to say that playoffs, they have to prove and all that type of stuff. Yes, I get that. But a whole new unlocked offense, 50, 40, 90, what these guys are doing, like, come on now. Like, it's a complete different context, a complete different year, and a complete different play style and a different coach. So I can't just use last year as if it's the same context and the same connotation in this year. You know what I'm saying? So PG's the only outlier. What would he do? But I've seen PG thrive in the playoffs before. Like, so that's what you know what I mean? We'll go into all that stuff later down the line. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you already know, share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here. Click that notification button, y'all. Click that subscribe button. You already know. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We out here, man. I appreciate y'all always. You already know. And I'm out, man.